So I'm going to go through different elements of your board specifically, but
Mhm.
with your board, I want to first start off with one of the most unique features that I saw about your board is your truck system. I think my experience, and you tell me from EastGateCon this year, I feel like more and more often this is the year for like unique trucks coming out. I think we've really challenged what trucks are coming out. So let's talk a little bit more about your truck system. Let me get onto the website again. Yes, let's go on here. The Precision Truck System. I go on here. Does this go straight to an image? Yes, it does. Right, there we go. So do you want to explain a bit more about how your truck system works and what makes it different to everything else? Because I think it's a very clean, minimal looking system, but there's a lot of things going on here. So do you want to explain a bit more about how these trucks are different to a normal kind of mountain board hanger and truck?
What I'm going to say is, like by the looking, you can understand this truck as is between the channel and the three link. Uh-huh. So
Right.
it got three bearing like inside one truck.
Hmm.
It got like a thrust bearing like for against to the main kingpin. In the
Hmm.
middle, like you got the ball bearing like hold the hanger. So the
Hmm.
and another bearing like on the back, which is a spherical bearing for the bushing kimping.
So this component's behind here. Yep.
Yeah, it is. So the hanger is individually. So when you change the bushing, like you don't have to flip the hanger out. Like you don't have to do anything. Just remove the arm. You got the bushing out.
Hmm. That's great because I know, for example, what board was it? I think it might have been even the Hypertruck systems. They were a pain to try and because you have to press right down on one side to open up the angle of the bushings to get the bushings out. So I like, for me, I feel like with your board specifically, there's a lot of experience with owning an electric board, especially electric mountain board, which you've solved with your board. So like you say, there's no bushings in this area here, which is normally like when you press on here, the other side opens, and that's normally a pain. Having the bushings behind
Mhm.
gives the accessibility for the customer to make it easier to swap, because that's the thing, you don't want to have yourself taking out screws in out all the time. You don't necessarily need to do it all the time, but having something that's thought about making it more accessible for the customer and alleviating that problem makes a big difference.
And
Just go
also,
on.
this truck is angle adjustable.
Oh yeah, I saw that actually. Let me go back onto that, yeah, because I didn't actually highlight
Yeah.
that. This is this point here, right? You can
Uh-huh.
change the
Each
vertical
arrow is 10
axis of.
degree. Each arrow is 10 degree. You can go with a minus 10 degree and up to 20 degree. Positive.
That's magic. So there's a lot of. It's interesting. But actually, I can't think of many. I'll make it easier. I'm struggling to think of any trucks off the top of my head that allow that kind of customization on that base plate, because I think normally this area here, people go right. That's the end of that. That's fine. That's normally the motor, but not motor mount. Sorry, the hanger for the truck, and then keeping it in one place. But actually allowing, it's nice to see that you've looked to that and think actually we can add more customization and more options for people to make their boards even more of their own. So what would you say? So what I like about your trucks as well is that you're actually selling them individually as well as the full complete. So if people just want your truck system, they have that option to apply that on their boards as well. So you can buy these readily available already.
hmm Yeah, for different sense. For racing, you can set up the back of the truck lower. If you want
Hmm.
to do carving, and you can set up the front and back like 10 more degree, like to make the truck like lean small, like a DKP truck.
Hmm.
hmm
I think what's nice as well is that there's minimal. It looks like you tell me that you've made the truck and then you've tried to remove as much material as possible to reduce the weight as well. You've not just had a solid heavy truck. Normally in these larger boards, these hangers and these arms are really thick and really heavy. It look, you tell me, it's part of the development was about making it as light as possible as well.
Hmm. And also another big advantage of our truck is in this truck, compared to the traditional truck, and this truck your weight won't affect the bushing, so the bushing don't
How
get
does that work?
yeah.
Oh, because your vertical weight. Wow, I didn't even think of that.
So your weight won't compress the bushing, so you can use a
Wow.
softer bushing to achieve the same performance like the harder bushing does.
Wow. I actually just realized I've never seen or heard anyone think about the rider weight change, because it does, doesn't it? The
Yeah,
vertical
it is.
mass changes, it compresses um, the bushings as well. So, for example, you could have, because normally, obviously, when you change boards between people, your rider weight affects the steering. I know for me, I'm a heavier rider. So like when other people try my board, they go, "Oh, it's either heavy, it's either tight or loose." That doesn't affect it. So your rider feeling will be the same for anyone who tries that board, no matter how heavy they are. That's a really
Yeah,
interesting thing.
it
I've
is.
never seen anyone do that.
And
So no
also
matter how heavy you, no, go
sorry, um,
on. Okay.
especially with the truck, you could right now on this stock setup, it's a 30-degree, but
Mm-hmm.
the feeling of the turning is like a 45-degree on RKP.
Mm-hmm.
So the truck feel the truck links deeper. The travel of the end of the hanger is travels is which make the turn that even smaller than the RKP. And also
Really.
without the stress for the bushing, your
Mm-hmm.
turn feel like a more linear.
Linear. Okay, so you can. So that's. I think recently with truck systems, people started off a lot on double kingpin and then mountain board trucks, and then people have gone, as these boards are getting faster, they want to um, have a more stable truck, but they miss the carvability of a double kingpin. Double kingpins are always going to be fun to ride between 0 and 23, 25 miles an hour. They're always fun to ride. But as soon as you start going between that 25 mile an hour plus, that
Hmm.
stability becomes a risk. So with your truck, you can say, I don't really need this to be locked down for whatever how I'm riding. With your system, it's an easier accessible point to remove the bushings and tune it depending on what you need without taking the hanger off and compressing it and stuff like that.
Hmm. Yeah,
Really,
it is.
really clever.
Do
Oh,
you
hey
do you want me
Tilo,
to?
what's up?
Hey Tilo,
I hope you're
do you
feeling
want me?
better, mate. Oh, yeah, didn't know him. Yeah, go on, show. Please, yeah, let's get a
I'm,
close up
do
of.
you want me show the truck?
Yeah, let's go. While we're on the subject, man. Let's get it up. Just while Ethan is going through that, if you guys have any questions about Rev Balls or the truck system and other things we're going to be talking about during this live interview, please put them in, because it's your one chance to get those instant responsive questions and things I didn't even realize. I was looking at truck system. I thought it was really cool. I didn't know that I didn't think the vertical axis changed didn't have any effect on the carvability. So I'm learning things as well with you guys at the same time. I'm going to put you full screen, Ethan.
Sorry.
No, wrong button. No, it's fine. I'm trying to remind myself. How do I get you onto full screen? 1 second. Very good.
So
There we
I'm
go.
going
That's
to
the
show
one.
you how to adjust the bushing.
Let me look at here. There we go. Right, you're showing now, Ethan. You're away. Let's have a look.
Okay, so for adjust the truck, it's unlike the RKP. You have to lose these two screws first.
Mm-hmm.
Loose a little bit. Like you don't have to remove the arm off. Just lose the screw out here.
Do you need to add Loctite with these, or is it just
With the
tension
blue
holds
lock
going on?
tie. With the blue lock tie.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's just two screw. Is it two individual screws that hold on to the bushing? So I'm
Yeah.
really interested to see how this works, because it's really not. having that behind the truck, it's not a big area. It's a very small area as well.
So after that, we have the this the two that we will include for everyone.
Yeah.
So you can change the bushing out here, like tie the bushing out here. You can
Mhm.
see the like it's squeezing in that way.
Yeah.
So they
Mhm.
can make sure that both bushing that is equally that squeeze.
Okay.
Like you can see the arm like you see moving in that way.
With that nut as well, is that a skate tool nut or is that
No,
unique?
it's a what's that called? Like with a spanner? Not like
Yeah,
spanner.
and I know the
I,
spanner. I mean the head of the nut that you're undoing. Is it a
that's
skate
with
tool head?
that's with a regular like a with a T2 you
Skate
can
park?
adjust the
Yeah, yeah. That's what I was asking. Like, I know you said you was going to incorporate tools, which is very very kind of you guys. But I was just wondering if I wanted to go out, if I just had a skate tool, would that be enough? So
yeah you could use that and to adjust the bushing. Like in that
I
way,
think it's
like you
our
can
first lesson we've ever had on the channel, Ethan. So I appreciate you doing a lesson on the channel on DIY.
it's just showing people like how unique about this truck.
Yeah.
So you can take off the bushing.
Mm.
Uh-huh.
And that stays
Make
on the
it-
axis. Nice.
Yeah, and your arm like still in the hanger. Then like it's all free to go. The hanger.
What's interesting as well with the width of the deck and the amount of movement on the trucks, they're obviously very large wheels. Are they 8.5 inches? 8.5?
It's like an 8-inch, but with a real measurement, like the size
Yeah.
is 210 millimeter with a
Okay, I'm just
real
gonna jump back in
measure.
here a little bit. So what's interesting with the trucks and the space you have, it doesn't hit the deck because obviously wheel buying
Oh.
is very difficult. So there's zero chance with the amount of movement.
Because I
on the
made
truck.
a laminate like a stopper like in here inside the truck, so you
Mhm.
can actually like stop the hanger like moving more.
Right.
So it's like a
So
stop in
you can.
here. It's really hard to tell.
Yeah,
In
of
here,
course. I know. Yeah, that's
inside
cool.
here, it's a stopper.
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
That's cool. And I think I want to throw in a comment here from Taylor who's saying the ability to regular bushings is definitely underrated. But what's nice is you've got cutting edge technology with your unique truck system, but you can also use your favorite bushings you've used for a very, very long time. You're not locked in on one type of bushing that you can only buy from Rev boards. You can use your favorite bushings you use on all the other boards, but use them on your high performance boutique board as well. I think that's a really having options for that for the customer is a really big thing. So you can tune your board using your favorite bushings you've always used.